So the moment John stepped into my office at Interior Design, it was like 22 years ago, it was kismet, best pals forever. Big guy, big smile, big personality. Exactly like this pic, actually, except maybe a few years older and a smidge less hair. But never mind, our initial meet back then was chemistry off the charts, and a kinship continues to this day. You see, at the time, oh, now I'm going to do a slide. Yeah. So at the time, John and I were in similar places in our careers. I had recently taken over the helm at Interior Design, and John was the youngest son taking on his first role at Edelman Leather. We both shared this drive to make a mark for us both. It happened to be the design world. John, that worked out pretty well for you, didn't it? Uh-huh. I should have gotten into leather. Okay. Why are you laughing? What's so funny? We both are design junkies. Does it work? Good. The sort of people that obsess over and collect beautiful thingies and also have enough storage facilities to prove it. That's some of his loot, by the way. You see, John is also definitely a more is more kind of guy. So when he gets into vintage Milo Bauman furniture, he then collects every recliner he can get his mitts on. And there in the corner, you see it there. It totaled, like he got over 70 of them. I think Bonnie was telling me over 70 of them, which he then sold to Design Within Reach. So he's like a smart guy. Okay. And he gave the money to DIFA. You see, that's who he is. Yeah, that's who he is. And it's this insatiable passion for design that has guided his many brilliant moves. But to really get John, you needed to be lucky enough to experience the magic of his beloved parents. And two of my design heroes, Teddy and Arthur Edelman, who are shining on us all tonight. In truth, I think we are actually here tonight. I know. We're here tonight because, in essence, Teddy and Arthur were kind. And kindness is that essential character that breaks down barriers, makes things work better, and allows people to be better and become larger than life. And then to have kids who grow larger than life, like John. They were always glass half full kind of folks. Actually, I took this picture of them. I mean, we did a shoot for an Icon issue, and that is them to the T, full of life, full of love. I'll never forget the family motto. Teddy was saying, "Don't go on vacation, have your home be your vacation." When you walked into the family compound, it was a retreat full of treasures everywhere. It was amazing. Old master paintings and antiques, modern pieces. And for the swimming obsessed like me, an indoor lap pool to boot. I know it was a good one too, it was like long. Was it like 60 feet? It had to have been 60 feet, yeah. Okay, yeah, I love that. Teddy and Arthur were also visionaries. I bet you didn't know that in the 1950s, they hired this like young unknown graphic designer to do their ads, sketch their ads. His name was Andy Warhol. Oh yeah. Through them, John saw the work and dedication required to build a business. They were also the model of a loving and loyal partnership, bringing so many into their fold like me. And by the way, a drive up to Connecticut to meet those amazing parents helped John get the girl, the most beautiful, talented wife of 25 years, Bonnie. By the way, she calls herself wife number 2. Because wifey number 1 is his best friend and longtime collaborator, John McPhee. Oh, that's the girl. Wait, that's the it girl. That's her. She's amazing. Okay. This is John McPhee, who helped John re-envision Edelman leather, turning it into a global brand. By the way, a lot of it was advertising, John will tell you, before helping facilitate the sale to Knoll in 2007. In any match, the two of them proved unstoppable. Here's another example. In 2010, John & John purchased Design Within Reach and revitalized the once troubled retailer, turning it into the world leader for modern design. And then they were much like editors. They traveled the globe, and had fun, by the way, to find the right talent to showcase in those catalogs we all know, and to educate the public about authentic design. As Bonnie says, what they built at DWR was a beautiful culture of design geeks. In 2014, it was purchased by Herman Miller, and John stayed on as CEO of both DWR and Herman Miller, pretty impressive, until 2019. Okay, so here we are now. With the same kid in a candy store enthusiasm, John purchased Heller in 2022 and is now charming everyone to his brand he loves so much. Even the very hard to charm Frank Gehry, that's a whole other story. In many ways, he's come full circle. He's starting over once again, digging in, doing everything because he believes all things are possible. He's once again working with a McPhee, but this time it's with McPhee's son, Andrew, who got the front table, and John is and they're having lunch together, and the father is a little jealous, and we'll just talk about that later. That he's sharing his experience with a new generation. This is the John I know so well. First, a loving husband and father, big love. Then a man who dreams big and makes things happen, who freely gives back and always has fun along the way. So those are my stories, up close and personal. Now let's see the John Edelman way. Big love to Big John.
My home is infused with family. My parents were the biggest influences on my life. I was raised in an eclectic home. Luminaries from the design world would stop by. My parents worked with Warhol early on. She took scraps of their reptile skins and created this as a gift for my mother. As you look around my home, you see trinkets from my father's trips to Africa, old masters' paintings, and then obviously a lot of Design Within Reach furniture that we designed over the years. Being recognized by the New York School of Interior Design with the Ellen Kravet Design Industry Leadership Award is one of the great honors of my life. One message I'd like to say to everyone at the Gala tonight is thank you. Thank you for supporting design. You know, every single chair purchased tonight, every dollar donated supports the next generation of design. So on behalf of the students, on behalf of myself, I want to say thank you. So as you know, I didn't have a formal design education, but New York School of Interior Design gave me my doctorate. And I feel like I earned it, but you taught me. When I entered the interior design world, I had my mother and father, and then I had all of you. When I go into a meeting at a Gensler or a David Rockwell, I was just a kid who didn't know anything. And these people took me under their wing and taught me the language of interior design. It took me 4 years to learn the industry, going on sales calls, going to Italy and throwing the hides, touching product, and exposing myself to everything I could, reading the magazines, which were so huge. Cindy Allen introduced me tonight. Without her guidance, without her interior design magazine, I would know half as much. I just think everything was a learning experience, and I was open to learning. I was open to understanding, and it was all out there to learn. For students starting out in their careers, my strongest advice is say yes. Accept whatever initially comes your way. I think saying no is unhealthy and saying yes is healthy. If you want to work at a specific firm and you can't get in the job you want, offer to empty the trash, go through the mail, offer to be a runner for the samples. Just get in there. And the more you say yes, the more you will get opportunity. And the more opportunity you get, the more you'll learn. Learning snowballs. And the bigger the snowball gets, the more success you'll have because you'll have that knowledge and it's yours. You've graduated from the New York School of Interior Design. You're equipped. Now the real world starts. If you say yes enough, it'll work out. I've been able to help businesses develop strategies for success in the design industry through a few not so simple measures. One is make sure you have a good brand. Edelman Leather, Design Within Reach, amazing brands with amazing legacies of design. Two, make sure you produce something that's spectacular, right? You have to have the quality of the product to back up a brand. Third, tell stories. Tell the stories that are romantic, that are authentic, that are true. Next, never ever copy. Be authentic, not just in the product, but in how you talk about your product, how you relate to designers in every aspect. And then, above all, just work. It takes work. Nothing comes easy. But always make sure you have a great brand, phenomenal product, and tell the truth. If you do that consistently and work hard, for me, it's worked out. A consistent thread throughout my business career has been dovetailing business and philanthropic opportunities. Be Original Americas, where we fight for authenticity. And to me, that fights for the future of design and provides a lifeline to designers that need to protect their designs for the future. I was on the board of DIFA, Design Industry Foundation for Fighting AIDS, for over a decade, giving back to a community that was decimated when I was a kid. I was on the board of the Glass House, one of the great honors in preserving this iconic building and hoping that it lasts forever for the future to learn from. Doing well by doing good, for me, will always be a part of my philosophy and will always work going forward. Using a collaborative approach with partners and vendors is paramount, but I must say it starts at home. In order to build what we built thus far, I could never have done it without my wife. She was tolerant of me traveling all the time. Without that balance, I would not be standing here today. Next, my business partner, John McPhee. We've been working together for 30 years. Leather, shoes, Design Within Reach, Chilowich, Heller. And today, I should be standing here with both of them and not alone. I've also collaborated for years with you, with the greatest design firms in the world, finding out exactly what you guys needed and trying to provide it. And I think that's important for the students also to learn they can collaborate with the vendors. And that collaboration will create something special and unique. And those things last forever. Everything that I've done so far in this industry, fighting for authenticity, developing a love for modern, servicing the design community, has brought me to my dream position, which is owning Heller. Heller is modern, Heller is iconic, Heller is aesthetically beautiful, built for a purpose, no ego in the design, and can go anywhere. With that in mind, let's go over to Heller and take a look. All right, well, welcome to Heller. You're in my favorite place on the planet right now. And I thought I'd give you a little history of what got me so excited about Heller. Heller started off in 1972, working with Massimo and Leila Vignelli, the most seen graphic designers in the world. Remember, they did the New York City subway map, they did the logo for Ford, American Airlines, Ducati, Knoll, and Heller. They won the Compasso d'Oro Award in 1972 for what's called a Hellerware. Hellerware was an innovative use of plastic to create stackable tableware, and it won Museum of Modern Art Permanent Collection. It's been an amazing run ever since, and it went out of production. We're currently exclusively relaunching it with the Museum of Modern Art and with Supreme. That's not bad for a product that hasn't been around for about 10 years. One of our jobs is to tell the stories of these iconic designs. We also work with Frank Gehry, where he took the idea of his modular buildings, his shapes, and created the Gehry cubes, as well as a whole Gehry collection. Heller's job is to find the next generation of iconic, modern, classic designs. And what we're doing right now is working with a fantastic young group out of Brooklyn called Jumbo Studios. This is a 3D full-size rendering of our new chair. I'm simply in love with the design. I love being able to print it in 3D, have a scale model that I can sit in, see if it's comfortable before we go to production. You're the first people in the world to see this, and let's hope that the rest of the world loves it. Thank you so much for joining us today. And again, thank you for bestowing me the great honor of the Larry Kravet Design Industry Leadership Award. I'm beyond honored, and I hope you have the most beautiful evening. Thank you so much.
John. John, no matter how many times I present this award in my father's name, the act never ceases to move me. Like my dad, you, John Edelman, are a person for whom the business of home decor is based in a profound respect for quality, for craftsmanship, and for design history. For your vision, for your business acumen, and adherence to authenticity in design, I am thrilled to present you with this Larry Kravet Design Industry Leadership Award. Congratulations.
I don't have a lot more to say. Thank you, Cindy, Allen. David, thank you so much for the video. It's very emotional. They say, be careful meeting your heroes, that they might disappoint you. I don't agree at all. This is a room full of my heroes, and no one is disappointed. I've been allowed to work in this industry every single day to provide service to this group. People who demand the best, who deserve the best, who give their clients the best. And I feel like the luckiest man alive. To be rewarded for doing something that I love seems almost unfair. I'll accept. I'll say thank you for the 100th time tonight. I am humbled, I'm honored, and I will continue. We're just starting. I figure I'm about halfway through. I got another couple years going, and we're gonna have fun together. So thank you again, and have a great evening.